Vandas, you will recognize Vandas. The easy way to recognize the Vandas is going to be the plants or the orchids. They don't have any medium. They're just hanging on a pot with all the root system hanging out. That's the easiest way to recognize a Vanda. There's several dozen type of Vandas you can choose. Some that are fragrance or no fragrance, some that have very tiny flowers, some have big, beautiful flowers. Different colors, shape, and forms. Now, I want to show you how to repot a Vanda today. Vandas, like I said before, Vandas are very easy to take care of. The only thing is you have to water every day. Now, for Vandas, one thing is you want to make sure you cut all the dead root systems. For example, the ones that when you have it, and when you pull it and you have a filament, that's a dead root. So just cut it a little bit. Don't feel bad if you cut it a lot, but don't cut it everything. And there you are. Once you finish cutting all the root system, it's a good idea for you to water the root system. The reason it is it's going to be very soft, so it's more easy for you to maneuver. Water, hold it down for like 4 or 5 seconds. When you see the root system getting soft, then you can tie it up. Now this plant is ready to be planted. As you can see, it has a new root coming out. So if you want, you can peel this leaf. Don't feel bad. Just peel it off like that, and just peel off the leaf. You want to make sure it's clean as possible. Now, what do? You get a piece of wire. You make it like you want to tie it up to almost like 1 inch above the end of the Vanda. Like that, you tie it up very well. Okay. Now, the next step, some people are gonna hate me for this, but believe me, the plant won't suffer. What you do, you grab the root system and you tie it around the plant a little bit. If the root system was wet, it would be a lot easier, believe me. And then you introduce it to the pot. But now you want to make sure that the 2 wires that you tied up onto a plant are showing. The reason is, I'll show you in a moment, you want to make sure that you can tie the wires in the bottom of the pots. So you introduce the plant inside of the pots. Be patient. Sometimes it doesn't work at the first time, so you want to do it a couple. If it doesn't work first time, don't get frustrated. And then slowly you start getting that. And there you go. You tie it up to the bottom of the pot. The reason it is, so the plant, sometimes the Vandas love to be tight. They love to be pressed against something, so they will grow better. Now, you try to get all the root system inside of the pot basket. Don't feel bad if you break some root system. It's okay. The plant will survive. You try a new root system, it will continue growing. It's not a problem. And then you get the wires. Depending on the basket that you use, sometimes you're gonna go with 3 wires or 4 wires. In this case, we have a 4-wire hanger. You also want to use a hanger that is longer than the band that you're gonna put. You don't want to put a short hanger and the band is gonna be overgrown. So it's better if you go a little longer. So what you do, you just introduce it like this, tie it up. The next one, tie it up. The next one, tie it up, and then you get this. You try to get the Vanda inside of the wire basket, like that. And then when you get the last one, you tie it up, and the Vanda is ready. Now, if you want to, sometimes the Vanda is going to be wobbly. You don't want that. So what do, you get a bit of a wire, not too much, just a little bit, and you tie the Vanda with the wire. Also, sometimes you want the Vanda to be outside the wires. You also can do that. Let me show you. So the Vandas, when they grow, it will have enough space for that to grow, and now the wires won't be in the middle. What you do, just get everything together. And there you are. You have your Vanda ready to be hanged. Now, at this stage, I like to heat it with water. Like I'm probably gonna count like a 15 seconds. So you get a lot of water on the plant. Sometimes what's gonna happen is you might lose a little bit of the bottom leaf because the plant gets a bit stressed. Don't worry about it. The plant will come back. It will continue growing. It will do fine. We'll continue about talking certain aspects of the Vandas: the care, the watering, disease that might attack the plants, and how you can control and also making them bloom again. As you remember, we just planted the Vanda. This is another one that we have here for quite a while. As you can see, it's a very long root system. Some growers that love to cut the root system every time they repot it, or every so often, just to make it short. You don't have to be honest with you. What you can do if you don't want long root system, if you don't want to cut it, just dip it in water for like, I want to say around probably a minute. That'll be more than enough. The root system is going to be very soft. And then what you do, you turn around, twisting around them, and you make it like a turban around the pot, and then you tie it up. That would definitely hold the root system over there, and you have a lot of space in the bottom if you don't want to cut it. The only time I like to cut the root system is when the roots are dead. That's something I do recommend strongly. If some roots are dead, then cut it, so you're gonna prevent any infections or any disease or any problems in the future that will bring the plant, plus also the root system to breathe a little better. Now, Vandas, the lowest temperature you can take is around 40, 45. They can take a little cooler weather, but it's gonna come with a price tag on it. Most of the time, what's gonna happen is you're gonna lose the entire bottom leaf. That's when the plant's stressed because of cold weather, or some stress in the plant. Most of the time because of the cold weather. Now, that's the lowest one. We do below 40, 45 is the lowest it can be. The highest one, they can take around pretty much 85, 90 without any problem. Again, when the plants get stressed, you want to see they're dropping the leaf, and that's a typical thing of a typical sign of stressed plant, especially on the Vandas. Vandas, they love to water. So if you can water twice a day, they'll love you. Once a day will be good enough. Twice a day, they'll definitely fall in love with you. Now, Vandas tend to bloom 2 or 3 times a year. Now, of course, with a proper care. Not because you have it and you don't do anything, the plant's going to bloom. You have to really give a little bit of care about the plant, and the plant will give you in return. Now, the fertilizer. I'll recommend a balanced fertilizer, 20-20-20. That's a very balanced fertilizer. You can use it once a week, full strength on the Vandas. Now, the full strength is a 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. No more than that. A little less if you want. More than that, I don't recommend it at all. And you can spray once a week. That'll do fine. The light. Vanda also love the light. You can grow Vanda with your cattleyas. Now, the only difference is you definitely have to separate both. The problem is Vanda have to be by themselves because the only reason because of the water. Then you have to water constantly. And the other orchids, they don't, unless they are mounted, then they cannot take that much water because they start rotting. So I would recommend for the Vandas to be on one greenhouse or as far as possible from the other ones, and you can water constantly. They require more water because they are exposed to the roots. The root system is exposed, and they don't have a bowl where they hold the water. Now, you can, let's say for example, you cannot water the plant that often. Like, okay, I cannot water the plant because X or Y reason, job or whatever. Then you can put a little bit of coconut husk inside of the basket, or a little bit of sphagnum moss, like the one we talked before, inside of the basket. A little bit that keeps some humidity on the plant, so the plant, you don't have to water that often. At least you can escape 1 day of water by doing that, but definitely more than 1 day, I do not recommend it. What's going to happen? The plant's going to get dehydrated and it's going to look kind of sad. So I do not recommend it. We talk about this disease. One of the most problems on the Vandas is fungus. Fungus, you're going to see like a small black dots on top of the leaf and the bottom of the leaf. That's common on Vandas, so do not panic. The only thing is I will tell you, try to control the problem and solve the problem at the same time. Don't panic, don't go in a panic mood and start buying expensive fungicide, insecticides. Don't. Just make sure that how many plants are contaminated. Based on that, you separate them from the rest of the group, and then you spray it. Once you spray those plants that have been contaminated, you can spray everything else as well, just to prevent so it won't go. These are a series of fungicides you can use. Always read the labels. If you're not 100% sure, contact the supplier or go to your local insecticides chemical supplier where you buy your chemicals and ask them information. They'll be more than gladly to help you. One of the problems that Vanda have is thrips. Thrips they're very tiny black ants. It looks like a black ant, but very, very tiny. And most of the time you're gonna notice, because when thrown the spike, all the buds will turn black and fall off, and the Vanda will not open. That's a definite sign of thrips. Whenever that happens, you have to apply insecticide to the Vanda and all the environment around it. You can use several types of insecticide. The one here, Vizcaya, that we use, and neem oils or organic insecticide, because we are aware of the weather, of the environment that we have, and also we're trying to be as more environmental friendly as possible. So we use organic insecticide. If you don't want to buy insecticide, you can use a bit of alcohol. Just get yourself the cheapest alcohol you can find at the pharmacy. Put in a spray bottle and just spray on it. That will take care of any problem. Now, if no one has solved the problem, it will take care of the problem. So you can spray a little bit of alcohol. That helps. Now, every time that you apply insecticide, do it or fungicide, do it early in the morning or late in the afternoon. You want to avoid noon, because that's when the sun is so hard, and a lot of the chemicals are oil-based, so they might burn your leaf. So always try to avoid that. Vandas also you can attach it to a tree. I love to attach Vandas on trees, on palms. They love it because all the palms is straight and the Vanda will grow there. But you can attach in any type of tree that you like, and they will love to grow. Now, always use, like I said before, some twig so you can tie it up. Nothing metal. You can use plastic, but nothing metal. So it's something that will hold the plant. Once the plants get attached, just remove it. Let the plant continue growing. The only thing is, once you attach the plant for the first few weeks, actually for the first few months, you should water pretty much every day. Once you see the root system getting attached, don't worry about it, just let the plant be. They will love it where it is. For you to determine the root system is attached, it's when you see the roots being around, grabbing the palm or the trunk of the tree, and if you see if you grab it, you won't be able to pull it because they are holding to that. So that's a good sign. Whenever they have that, that's a good sign. Certain Vandas are fragrant, not all of them. Certain Vandas are fragrant. So as you look at growers, it's a fragrant Vanda or not, so you can enjoy that. Vandas, you can have it inside of the house. The only trick that you have to figure out is the watering. So that's if you have a place that it's very humid, and you can water quite often, they'll be okay. Or if you want to take it outside in the morning, water when it's dried up, bring it inside so you can enjoy your plant. That will work as well. You can use also spray bottle. You can fill up water with spray bottle and spray it, root system and the leaf. The plant will like it as well.